My name is Clara Bennett, and at 27 years old, I was 3 days away from marrying the man who made my heart sing, Nathan Carter. Every detail of our waterfront Seattle wedding was perfect, from the hand-picked peonies to the sapphire. Ring on my finger, a family heirloom from Nathan's grandmother. But then my older sister, Vanessa, dropped a bombshell at my rehearsal dinner, announcing her engagement to steal every ounce of attention I'd spent months crafting. Her smug smile told me she knew exactly what she was doing, upstaging me in front of our family, friends, and Nathan's respected relatives. What she didn't know was that I had a secret, a plan so audacious it would turn her moment of glory into a lesson she'd never forget. I wasn't just the quiet younger sister. I was a powerhouse event planner with a client list that could make headlines. Vanessa's attempt to overshadow my wedding was about to meet a force she never saw coming. My carefully guarded network and a strategy to reclaim my spotlight. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. And if you love stories of outsmarting those who underestimate you. Hit that like button and subscribe to Total Revenge for this wild ride of how I turned Vanessa's scheme into her downfall. Grew up in a vibrant working-class neighborhood in Seattle, where my parents ran a small bakery filled with the aroma of fresh empanadas and cinnamon rolls. We weren't rich, but we were close, living on love, laughter, and the hustle of early mornings. Every cent of my college tuition came from scholarships I earned through relentless study and late nights decorating cakes at the family shop. I graduated with a degree in hospitality management from the University of Washington, driven by a passion to create unforgettable moments. By 25, I had launched my event planning business, Sublime Events, crafting weddings and galas for Seattle's elite. From tech moguls to local celebrities. My biggest break came a year ago when I orchestrated a charity gala for a billionaire philanthropist, landing me contacts I kept under wraps to avoid attention. I lived in a cozy, unassuming apartment, drove a reliable Honda, and dressed elegantly but modestly, wanting my success to shine through my work, not my lifestyle. My achievements were my private pride, shared only with my parents, my best friend, Rachel, and my accountant David, who managed the finances I never flaunted. Vanessa, 2 years older, had always been the star of our family, with her dazzling smile and effortless charm that drew people like moths to a flame. Growing up, she'd borrow my ideas, claim my achievements, and charm my friends, leaving me in her shadow. I loved her, but her need to outshine everyone was a constant ache, like a bruise I couldn't ignore. When I met Nathan at a community art fair, sketching designs on a napkin while debating the best coffee in Seattle, I thought my wedding would finally be my moment to shine. Nathan, an architect with warm hazel eyes and a quiet strength, was different, grounded, uninterested. In the spotlight, Vanessa craved. Our first date was a picnic by Lake Washington, where he brought homemade empanadas and admitted he'd looked up my business online. Impressed by my ability to transform chaos into beauty. We were inseparable after that, sharing late-night talks about our dreams, weekend hikes in the Cascades, and a love for simple joys like binge-watching old sci-fi shows. He loved my independence, my drive, and I loved his sincerity, his ability to make me feel seen without needing to compete. When Nathan proposed on a snowy evening atop the Space Needle, the city lights twinkling below, I said yes before he finished, the sapphire ring sparkling like a promise. Wedding planning was my expertise, and I poured my heart into every detail. A waterfront venue with floor-to-ceiling windows, a string quartet playing soft jazz, a menu blending Pacific Northwest and Latin flavors. Vanessa, however, had opinions on everything, suggesting glitzier venues, dismissing my color palette as too muted, even hinting my dress lacked the wow factor for a Carter wedding. Nathan's family wasn't wealthy, but they were well respected in Seattle's architecture community, and Vanessa seemed to think I couldn't match their understated prestige. I brushed off her comments, focusing on the joy of marrying Nathan, but her jabs Like calling my floral arrangements basic or implying I couldn't afford a designer gown, cut deeper than I let on. I didn't want to compete with her. I wanted my wedding to be about us, not a stage for her drama. My parents, charmed by Vanessa's charisma, didn't see her subtle digs, but I felt them. Each one a reminder of her need to be the center of everything. Still, I held my tongue, believing love would outweigh her antics, unaware of the storm she was about to unleash. 3 days before the wedding, everything was coming together. The seating chart finalized, the cake delivered, the photographers. Timeline confirmed. I was reviewing the schedule with my assistant, Tessa, when Vanessa called, her voice bubbling with excitement, asking me to meet her for coffee at a cozy shop near Pike Place Market. She said it was a sisterly catch-up before the big day, and I, running on minimal sleep and maximum stress, agreed, hoping for a moment of connection. Looking back, I should have caught the predatory edge in her tone, the kind she used when she was about to steal the spotlight. I had no idea I was walking into a setup that would challenge not just my patience, but the very core of my relationship with Nathan and our family. The coffee shop was warm, bustling with tourists, and the scent of roasted beans. But Vanessa's energy was off, too bright, too calculated. She was already there, sipping a latte, dressed in a chic blazer that screamed, "Look at me," her diamond earrings glinting with every tilt of her head. "Clara, I have the biggest news," she said, her smile too wide. "I didn't want to tell you over the phone. It's too special." My stomach tightened. Her excitement felt like a spotlight swinging away from my carefully planned wedding. "What's going on, Vanessa?" I asked, forcing a smile despite the unease creeping up my spine. She leaned forward, her eyes gleaming. "Ryan proposed last night. We're engaged. Isn't that incredible?" Ryan was her boyfriend of 6 months, a flashy real estate developer who loved the spotlight as much as she did. I swallowed hard, congratulations racing through my mind. But why now, 3 days before my wedding? "That's amazing," I said, "but the timing, it's so close to my big day." "Oh, Clara, don't be so serious," she laughed, waving her hand. "We're family, we share everything. I'm announcing it at your rehearsal dinner tomorrow. It'll be perfect." Her words hit like a slap. The rehearsal dinner was my moment. A night to celebrate with Nathan's family and mine, not her personal stage. "You're announcing it at my rehearsal dinner," I repeated, keeping my voice steady despite the anger simmering inside. "Yes, it's the best place. Everyone we love will be there," she said. Oblivious or pretending to be, it'll make the night even more special. "I've already told Mom and Dad. They're thrilled," she added, her smile smug, as if she'd already won. My parents, who adored Vanessa's charm, wouldn't see the issue, but I did. This wasn't sharing joy, it was hijacking mine. "Vanessa, that's a huge announcement. Maybe it could wait until after the wedding," I suggested, gripping my coffee cup. She rolled her eyes. "Oh, Clara, it's not like it'll overshadow your day. It'll just add to the celebration." The condescension in her tone was unmistakable. She thought I was overreacting. That my wedding couldn't hold its own against her news? I left the coffee shop feeling like the ground had shifted. My dream wedding now at risk of becoming Vanessa's engagement party. Driving home, I gripped the steering wheel. Memories flooding back like a montage of slides. Vanessa taking credit for my high school art project. Charming my first crush at a family picnic. Always needing to be the star. I had excused it as her personality, but this felt deliberate. A calculated move to steal my moment. Nathan was at a site meeting, so I called Rachel, my best friend since college, who knew every chapter of my history with Vanessa. She answered immediately. "What's wrong, Clara? You sound shaken." "Vanessa's engaged," I said, collapsing onto my couch, "and she's announcing it at my rehearsal dinner." Rachel's voice turned sharp. "That's low, even for her. She's trying to hijack your wedding. You need to do something." "I know," I said, my mind racing, "but what? I can't just confront her. It'll look petty." "You're not petty," Rachel snapped. "You're Clara Bennett, the event planner who makes billionaires beg for your services. You've got more power than she knows." That sparked something in me, a reminder of the secret I'd kept from Vanessa. And most of our family? My event planning business wasn't just a small operation. It was a juggernaut, with clients like tech CEOs, Hollywood directors, and even a senator who swore by my discretion. I had never flaunted it, wanting to be loved. For my heart, not my success, but Vanessa's move had changed the rules. If she wanted to play for attention, I had an ace up my sleeve, a network that could turn the tables. I opened my laptop, pulling up my client list. Names that could make headlines, contracts worth millions. An idea began to form, not just to reclaim my wedding, but to show Vanessa that underestimating me was her biggest mistake. I texted David, my accountant, "Urgent meeting tomorrow at 7 a.m. Wedding crisis, need your advice." His reply was swift. "I'm there. Bring your game face. Let's make this right." The next morning, I was up at dawn, adrenaline pumping as I prepared for the meeting with David. I dressed in a tailored navy blazer and skirt, projecting the confidence I needed to pull this off. My apartment, usually a sanctuary of calm, felt like a war room as I spread out my client files and wedding plans. David arrived at 7 sharp, his gray suit crisp, his briefcase stuffed with financials. "Clara, what's this crisis?" he said, settling at my dining table. "You look ready to take on the world." "It's Vanessa," I explained. "She's announcing her engagement at my rehearsal dinner, stealing my moment." David's eyebrows shot up. "That's bold, even for her. What's your plan?" I took a deep breath. "I'm not just letting this slide. I have a network she doesn't know about, and I'm going to use it for the next hour." David and I brainstormed, my client list becoming the backbone of my strategy. I had connections with a renowned chef who owed me a favor, a celebrity photographer who adored my work, even a local news anchor who'd begged me to plan her daughter's wedding. Vanessa thought she could dominate the room, but I could elevate my wedding into an event that would outshine her announcement without looking petty. David nodded, flipping through my financials. "Your business is valued at $3 million, Clara. You've got leverage most people dream of." "I know," I said, "but I've kept it quiet to avoid drama. Now it's time to show what I can do." We mapped out a plan, subtle but devastating. To make my rehearsal dinner unforgettable, not because of Vanessa's news, but because of the magic I could create. I'd call in favors, transform the event into something that would leave guests talking for years. By the time David left, I felt like a general heading into battle, armed with a secret weapon Vanessa couldn't imagine. I called Rachel next, updating her on the plan. "You're really doing this?" she said, her voice a mix of awe and excitement. "You're going to turn her stunt into your triumph." "It's not just about winning," I replied. "It's about showing her I'm not the little sister she can push around." "What if Vanessa doubles down?" Rachel asked. "She's not one to back off." "Then she learned the hard way," I said, a smile creeping onto my face. I spent the rest of the morning making calls, securing commitments from my top clients, each one thrilled to help make my rehearsal dinner a spectacle. The chef agreed to create a custom menu. The photographer promised exclusive shots, and the anchor hinted at a surprise that would elevate the night. By noon, I felt a surge of confidence. Vanessa had thrown the first punch, but I was about to deliver a knockout. I texted Nathan, "We need to talk. Meet me at our favorite cafe at 1 p.m., just us." He replied instantly, "I'll be there. Love you. Everything okay?" Those words steadied me, reminding me why this fight mattered, not just for my pride, but for the life we were building. I headed to the cafe, a quaint spot where we'd shared countless coffees, my mind sharp with purpose. Vanessa's move had awakened something in me, a resolve to stop hiding my strength. I wasn't just planning a wedding, I was orchestrating a moment that would redefine my place in our family. As I waited for Nathan, I felt like a warrior, armed with a secret plan and a network that could move mountains. The cafe as familiar. Warmth grounded me, but inside, I was ready to reclaim my spotlight and show Vanessa she'd picked the wrong sister to mess with. The cafe was buzzing with the hum of conversation and the clink of coffee cups. But my focus was razor sharp as I waited for Nathan at our favorite spot near Pike Place Market. My meeting with David had left me energized, my plan to outshine. Vanessa's engagement announcement taking shape like a perfectly orchestrated event. I had spent years building Sublime Events into a powerhouse, discreetly planning galas for Seattle's elite. And now I was ready to use that power to reclaim my wedding's spotlight. Vanessa thought she could steal my moment with her flashy news. But she had no idea the connections I'd cultivated or the surprise I was crafting. Nathan's text had said he'd be here at 1, and as the clock ticked closer, I felt a mix of nerves and determination, knowing this conversation would set the tone for everything. I wasn't just fighting for my wedding. I was fighting for the life Nathan and I were building, a partnership where no one, not even my sister, could overshadow us. My plan was bold, risky even, but if it worked, Vanessa's smug grin would fade faster than her spotlight. I sipped my coffee, my mind racing with the logistics of pulling off a rehearsal dinner that would leave everyone talking. Not about her, but about us. Nathan arrived right on time, his familiar hazel eyes softening when he saw me, though worry creased his forehead. "Clara, you sounded urgent. What's going on?" he said, sliding into the seat across from me, his hand reaching for mine. I took a deep breath, his touch grounding me, and said, "Vanessa's engaged. And she's planning to announce it at our rehearsal dinner tomorrow night." His eyes widened. "What? That's your night? Why would she do that?" I explained the coffee. Shop ambush Vanessa's calculated excitement, her insistence that it would just add to the celebration. Nathan's jaw tightened. "That's not fair, Clara. This is our moment, not hers." I nodded, my heart aching at his support, but also at the betrayal I felt. "She's always done this, Nathan. She needs to be the center of everything." He squeezed my hand. "Then what do we do? We can't let her steal our day." I leaned forward, my voice steady. "I have a plan, but I need you with me on this. It's big, and it means revealing something I've kept private." Nathan's brow furrowed. "What do you mean, something private?" I had never told him the full extent of my business's success, not out of distrust, but because I wanted to be loved for me, not my achievements. "My company, Sublime Events, isn't just a small operation," I said. "It's worth $3 million, and I've planned events for people you'd see on magazine covers." His mouth dropped open. $3 million. "Clara, why didn't you tell me?" "It wasn't about hiding," I explained. "I wanted us to be about us, not my client list, but Vanessa's forcing my hand." Nathan leaned back, processing a mix of surprise and pride in his eyes. "Okay, so what's the plan? How do we take back our night?" I smiled, feeling the fire in my chest. "We make the rehearsal dinner an event no one can ignore. Something so spectacular that Vanessa's announcement gets lost in the wow." For the next hour, we strategized over coffee, Nathan's architect mind, clicking with my event planner instincts. I told him about the favors I'd called in a celebrity chef crafting a custom menu, a top photographer capturing every moment, even a news anchor who hinted at a surprise appearance. Nathan's eyes lit up. "You're turning our rehearsal dinner into a gala, aren't you?" "Exactly," I said. "But it's still ours, intimate, meaningful, just bigger than Vanessa expects." We agreed to keep the details secret, even from our families, to maximize the impact. Nathan suggested adding a personal touch, a slideshow of our journey together to anchor the night in our love story. By the time we left the cafe, hand in hand, I felt like we were a team, ready to face Vanessa's stunt with a plan that would redefine our wedding. I sent a quick text to David. "Nathan's on board. Let's finalize the vendors. This is happening back at my apartment. I dove into logistics, my phone buzzing with confirmations from my contacts. The chef, Maria Cortez, promised a menu that would blend our favorite flavors: Cuban from my heritage, Pacific Northwest from Nathan's roots. The photographer, Julian Hayes, agreed to bring his A-team, ensuring shots that would rival a Hollywood premiere. The news anchor, Sarah Wells, texted back, "Count me in, I'll bring something special, trust me." I could feel the event coming together, each piece a building block in a night that would overshadow Vanessa's announcement without a single petty word. But doubt crept in. What if Vanessa escalated? What if she turned my plan into her stage? I pushed the thought aside, focusing on the timeline, the guest list, the lighting design that would make the venue glow. Rachel called as I was finalizing the seating chart, her voice buzzing with excitement. "So, how's the battle plan going?" I laughed. It's like planning a wedding and a coup at the same time. "But it's going to work." Rachel's support was unwavering. But she asked the question I'd been avoiding. What if Nathan's family thinks this is too much? Or what if Vanessa spins it to make you look desperate? I paused, staring at my laptop. They might, but Nathan's with me, and that's what matters. Still, I knew the risk. Vanessa was a master at twisting narratives, making herself the victim or the hero. I had to be precise, every detail perfect, so no one could mistake my intent. I spent the afternoon on calls confirming the string quartet, adjusting the menu with Maria, and securing a last-minute addition, a live artist to sketch portraits of guests as keepsakes. By evening, my apartment was a command center, papers scattered, my coffee table buried under vendor contracts. I texted Nathan, "Everything's locked in. You still good?" His reply was instant. "All in, love you. Let's make this epic." The next morning, the day of the rehearsal dinner, I woke with a knot in my stomach, the weight of Vanessa's announcement looming. I met David at my office, a small but sleek space, downtown where I ran Sublime events. He arrived with a fresh stack of financials. "Clara, your business is solid. You've got the capital to pull this off. But are you sure about going so big?" I nodded. "It's not just about beating Vanessa. It's about showing everyone who I am, not just her little sister." David grinned. "Then let's make it unforgettable. I've got the budget breakdown. You're clear to splurge." We reviewed the numbers. My business is $3 million valuation, giving me the freedom to call in every favor. I felt a surge of power, not from money, but from the years of hard work that had built this empire in the shadows. By noon, I was back on the phone, double-checking deliveries, ensuring the venue's setup matched my vision. The rehearsal dinner was at a waterfront venue, a restored warehouse with exposed beams and views of Puget Sound. I arrived early to oversee setup, my team transforming the space with soft lighting, elegant table settings, and a custom backdrop for our slideshow. Maria's team was all ready. In the kitchen, the aroma of roasted halibut and mojo pork filling the air. Julian set up his cameras, his assistant arranging lights to capture every moment. Sarah Wells arrived, pulling me aside. "I'm bringing a camera crew. Clara, it's just a small segment for the evening news. It'll be tasteful." My heart raced. A news segment could amplify the night, but it also raised the stakes. Vanessa could use it to her advantage. I pushed the worry down, thanking Sarah and focusing on the final touches. A floral arch, a champagne tower, details Vanessa couldn't compete with. Nathan arrived looking sharp in a navy blazer, his smile calming my nerves. "This is incredible, Clara. You're a genius." As guests began to arrive, the venue buzzed with anticipation. Nathan's parents, my parents, our closest friends filling the space with laughter. Vanessa swept in at 6:30, deliberately late, her emerald dress sparkling, Ryan on her arm like a trophy. She air-kissed me, "Clara. This is cute, but don't worry. My news will make it even better." Her confidence was infuriating, but I smiled. "We'll see. Vanessa, let's just enjoy the night." Nathan squeezed my hand under the table, his eyes saying he trusted me completely. The dinner began, Maria's dishes, earning gasps, the slideshow of our love story drawing tears and laughter. Vanessa was quiet, her eyes scanning the room, waiting for her moment. I could feel the tension building, my plan ready to unfold. But her announcement was coming, and I had to time it perfectly. The first course was served, and I signaled the quartet to play softly, setting a warm, intimate mood. Nathan's father toasted us, his words heartfelt, welcoming me to the Carter family. My parents beamed, proud but unaware of the storm brewing. Vanessa leaned over, whispering, "I'll make my announcement after dessert. It'll be perfect." I nodded, my smile tight. Good to know. Let's keep the night special. Inside, my heart pounded. Her timing was exactly what I'd planned for. My secret weapon ready to steal the spotlight back. Sarah caught my eye, giving a subtle nod. Her camera crew discreetly filming. The curiosity gap was tight. No one knew what was coming, not even Nathan, who only knew the broad strokes of my plan. As the main course ended, I stood to thank everyone, my voice steady. Nathan and I are so grateful for you all. Tonight is about love, family, and moments we'll never forget. The room applauded, but Vanessa's smile was smug, thinking her moment was near. I signaled Maria, who wheeled out a dessert display that drew gasps, a three-tiered sculpture of edible art each. Peace, a nod to our story. Guests were distracted, taking photos, murmuring in awe, delaying Vanessa's chance to speak. Julian's cameras captured every reaction, the footage destined to outshine any announcement. Sarah whispered to me, "The crew's ready for the big moment. Whatever you're planning, it's working." I felt a rush. My plan was unfolding, but Vanessa was still a wild card, her eyes narrowing as she sensed the shift. The night was mine, but the battle wasn't over, and I had to keep the momentum to ensure her spotlight stayed dim. Dessert was served, but I could see Vanessa fidgeting, her moment slipping as guests raved about the food and ambience. I leaned toward Nathan, whispering, "It's almost time. Stay with me." He nodded, his trust unwavering. "What's next?" "Clara, you've got this." I signaled Sarah, who stood and addressed the room, her anchor voice commanding attention. "I'm thrilled to be here, and I have a special surprise for Clara and Nathan." The room hushed, Vanessa's face tightening as Sarah continued. "We're filming a segment for tonight's news, celebrating this couple and Clara's incredible talent as an event planner." Gasps rippled through the room, my parents looking stunned, Nathan's mother beaming with pride. Vanessa's smile froze, her plan unraveling as the focus shifted to us. I stood, heart pounding, ready to unveil the final piece of my plan, knowing it would redefine the night and leave Vanessa in the shadows. The room was electric. Every eye on me as I took the microphone from Sarah, my voice clear and confident. "Thank you, Sarah, for this honor," I said. "Nathan and I wanted tonight to be unforgettable, not just for us, but for everyone here." I gestured to the artist sketching portraits, the chef presenting a final course, the cameras capturing it all. This night is about love, but also about celebrating what we've built together. I continued, "My business, Sublime Events, has allowed me to create moments like this." The room erupted in applause, my parents' jaws dropping, Vanessa's face pale as she realized I wasn't the little sister she thought. I hadn't mentioned her announcement, but I didn't need to. The night was mine, and her moment was shrinking. Nathan stood beside me, his arm around my waist, whispering, "You're incredible, Clara. I'm so proud." The curiosity gap held tight, my secret plan still unfolding, with one final surprise waiting to seal Vanessa's defeat. Vanessa stood, her voice cutting through the applause. "Clara, that's wonderful, but I have some news to share too." The room quieted, her smile forced as she raised her glass. "Ryan and I are engaged. We're so excited to join you all in celebrating love." Polite claps followed, but the energy was off. Guests distracted by the dessert display, the cameras. Sarah's crew, I smiled, Congratulations, Vanessa. That's amazing. Let's toast to love. All of it. My words were gracious, but my plan was working. Her announcement landing flat, overshadowed by the spectacle I'd created. Sarah's crew zoomed in on us, not her, and Julian's photos would tell the story of our night, not hers. I felt a surge of triumph, but I held back, knowing the final piece of my plan was yet to come. A move that would ensure Vanessa's spotlight stayed dim. The night rolled on, the quartet playing, guests mingling. My plan holding strong, but Vanessa's eyes told me she wasn't done fighting. And I had to stay sharp. As the evening wound down, guests approached me, raving about the food, the ambience, the live sketches they'd take home. Nathan's parents pulled me aside. Clara, we had no idea you were this accomplished. This night is extraordinary. My heart swelled, but Vanessa was still circling, whispering to our cousins, trying to regain attention. I caught her eye, her expression a mix of frustration and calculation. And I knew she was planning something to claw back the spotlight. I signaled Sarah, who nodded, her surprise still in play. A move I hadn't even told Nathan about. The room was alive, the energy mine, but Vanessa's next move could change everything, and I had to be ready. My plan was bold, but the stakes were high, and I couldn't let her steal this moment. I leaned into Nathan, whispering one more surprise. Trust me, it's going to seal this. The quartet shifted to a softer tune. And Sarah took the microphone again, her presence commanding. We have one final surprise for Clara and Nathan, a gift from Seattle's community. My heart raced. This was it, the moment I'd orchestrated with Sarah's help, a move Vanessa couldn't counter. A local artist, a client I'd worked with, stepped forward, unveiling a custom painting of Nathan and me. Inspired by our engagement. Photos. The room gasped. The artwork stunning, a symbol of our love that no engagement announcement could touch. Vanessa's face fell, her glass trembling as she realized her news was a footnote. I thanked Sarah and the artist, my voice steady. This means everything to us. Thank you for making tonight unforgettable. Nathan pulled me close, his eyes shining. You're unstoppable. Clara, I love you. The night was ours, but the war wasn't. Over, Vanessa's silence told me she had one last play. And my final surprise had to wait for the wedding day to truly win. The rehearsal dinner ended with guests buzzing, the news crew packing up, and my parents pulling me into hugs, stunned by my success. Vanessa left early, Ryan in tow, her smile tight as she muttered congratulations. I knew she wasn't done. Her pride wouldn't let her lose so easily. Back home, Nathan and I debriefed, his amazement at my network matched by his support for my plan. You turned her announcement into background noise, he said, but what's next? She's not going to stop. I nodded. The wedding day is where it all comes together. I have one more move, something big. He didn't press, trusting me completely, and I felt the weight of that trust, knowing I had to deliver. I fell asleep plotting, my secret plan's final piece still hidden. The curiosity gap tight as ever, ready to explode on my wedding day. The next morning, 2 days before the wedding, I woke with a fire in my chest, the rehearsal dinner's success fueling me. I met Rachel at a coffee shop to review the wedding plans, her eyes wide as I recounted the night. You've buried her announcement, she said, but Vanessa's not going to let this go. What's your big move? I smiled. It's for the wedding. Something that'll make her regret ever trying to steal my day. I spent the day with my team, finalizing. The wedding set up a grander version of the rehearsal dinner's magic. The venue, a cliffside estate overlooking Puget Sound, was being transformed with my signature touch, chandeliers, custom linens, a dance floor under the stars. I called in one last favor. A celebrity singer who owed me for a gala I'd planned, agreeing to perform at the wedding. The stage was set, but Vanessa's next move loomed. And I had to keep the curiosity gap alive. My final surprise, the key to victory. The morning after the rehearsal dinner, I woke with a fire in my chest. The triumph of last night's spectacle coursing through me like a tidal wave. Vanessa's engagement announcement had been swallowed whole by the brilliance of my carefully crafted event with Sarah's news crew capturing every moment. Maria's culinary artistry earning gasps, and the custom painting of Nathan and me stealing the hearts of every guest. But I knew Vanessa too well. Her quiet departure with Ryan wasn't surrender. It was a calculated retreat, a sign she was plotting a grand move for the wedding day tomorrow. My secret plan wasn't finished. The final piece, a surprise so breathtaking. It would etch our wedding into Seattle's memory forever. It was still hidden, even from Nathan, who trusted me with every fiber of his being. Standing at my apartment window, coffee warming my hands. The Puget Sound sparkling below. I felt like a chess master one move from checkmate. Vanessa's smugness no match for what I had in store. She thought she could claw back the spotlight. But she had no idea about the ace I held, a moment so powerful it would make her announcement a forgotten whisper. I was ready to unleash a spectacle that would leave her speechless. Her attempt to upstage me reduced to a footnote in our triumph. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had to outsmart someone who tried to steal your thunder. And subscribe to Total Revenge for the epic climax of how I turned Vanessa's scheme into my victory. I headed to my office, a sleek downtown haven where sublime events thrived, my team already in high gear. Finalizing wedding day details with the precision of a symphony. The rehearsal dinner's success had set a sky-high bar. And the air buzzed with anticipation as my assistants darted between laptops, phones, and vendor contracts, ensuring every element was flawless. Rachel called as I reviewed the seating chart, her voice crackling with excitement. "Clara, you obliterated Vanessa last night." She didn't see it coming, but what's this big finale you've been teasing? I smiled, keeping the secret locked tight. "It's for tomorrow, Rachel, something that'll make her wish she'd never tried to steal my day." The celebrity singer Alina Voss had confirmed at midnight. Her custom song for Nathan and me, a favor from a gala I'd planned for her charity foundation. A performance that would elevate our wedding into a cultural event. Her presence would dominate Seattle's social scene, rendering Vanessa's antics invisible, a mere ripple against my tidal wave. I texted David, my accountant, "Everything's locked in. Elena's confirmed, budget's rock solid. We're set for the big day." His reply was swift. "You're a mastermind, Clara. This is going to be legendary." Go make history. Nathan met me at the venue, a stunning cliffside estate overlooking Puget Sound, where workers were draping silk linens, setting crystal chandeliers, and building a starlit dance floor that glowed like a dream. He pulled me into a hug, his hazel eyes gleaming with pride. "Last night was pure magic. Clara, you made it ours, but I know you've got something massive planned." I nodded, my heart racing with the weight of the secret. "Just trust me, Nathan. Tomorrow's going to be everything we've dreamed and more." He grinned, his faith in me unwavering, but he added, "Vanessa called me this morning. She's planning some kind of surprise for the wedding." Sounded way too confident. My stomach tightened. Of course she was. Vanessa never backed down without a fight. Her need to shine brighter than anyone else, a lifelong obsession. "What did she say?" I asked, keeping my tone steady despite the unease creeping up my spine. "She wouldn't spill, just said it'll make the day unforgettable for everyone." Nathan replied, his brow furrowing with concern. I forced a smile. "Let her try. We've got this." My mind already racing to counter her move with a plan that would leave her in the dust. Back at my apartment, I transformed my living room into a war room. Papers scattered across the coffee table. Vendor contracts, lighting designs, and Julian's shot list for every moment of the wedding. Vanessa's hinted surprise gnawed at me. She was cunning, a master at twisting narratives to make herself the star, and I couldn't underestimate her. I called Sarah, the news anchor, to confirm her crew's live coverage. "Clara, We're set for a primetime segment. It'll spotlight you and Nathan, your love story, your incredible talent. That was a game changer. A live broadcast would amplify. My plan, ensuring Vanessa's move landed flat against the grandeur I'd orchestrated. But doubt lingered. What if her surprise was bigger? What if she turned my spectacle into her stage with some flashy stunt? I pushed the thought aside, diving into the details. Elena's performance. The custom floral arches, the dance floor glowing under a canopy of stars. Rachel stopped by with takeout, her presence a lifeline. You're nervous, Clara. Talk to me. What's Vanessa planning? I don't know yet, I admitted, but my finale will make her regret trying Elena Voss is my secret weapon. And there's one more surprise even you don't know about. The wedding morning dawned with a crystal clear sky, the Puget Sound shimmering like a mirror, the perfect backdrop for our outdoor ceremony. I arrived at the venue early, my team transforming the estate into a dreamscape, cascading floral arches, silk drapes flowing in the breeze. The string quartet tuning up for the prelude. My dress, a lace and silk masterpiece that hugged my frame. Like a second skin, felt like armor as I prepared for the day's battle. Nathan texted, "Can't wait to see you. Love you. Let's make this ours forever." His words steadied me, but Vanessa's hinted surprise loomed. Her call to Nathan, a warning she was still in the game, ready to strike. I met Elena Voss in a private room, her warm smile calming my nerves. "Clara, this song's going to hit them. In the heart, it's your story in every note." I thanked her, my pulse quickening, knowing her performance would be the cornerstone of my victory. But there was more, a final secret I'd kept even from her. The stage was set, but Vanessa's move was coming, and I had to be ready to counter it with surgical precision. Guests began arriving, the estate filling with 200 friends and family, my parents beaming with pride, Nathan's mother adjusting. Her hat with a warm smile, her eyes soft with approval. Vanessa swept in, her emerald gown a deliberate echo of last night's. Ryan at her side, her smile too bright, too calculated, like a predator circling prey. "Clara, this is absolutely stunning," she said, her tone dripping with false sweetness. "I've got something special planned. You'll love it, trust me." My heart skipped, her confidence unnerving. But I replied, "Can't wait, Vanessa. Let's make today unforgettable for everyone." She smirked, thinking she held the upper hand. Unaware of the storm I was about to unleash, my secret plan burning brighter than ever. I signaled my team, ensuring every detail was flawless. The cameras positioned to capture every moment, the lighting casting a golden glow over the venue. Nathan found me, his tuck sharp, his eyes locking on mine. "Whatever happens, Clara, it's you and me against the world always." I squeezed his hand together forever, my secret plan a fire in my chest, ready to explode and claim our day. The ceremony was a blur of love and vows. Nathan's voice steady as he promised me forever, my own words thick with emotion as I pledged my heart to him. The guests wiped tears, my parents clutching each other. Nathan's father nodding with quiet pride, his usual reserve softened by the moment. Vanessa sat in the front row, her expression unreadable. I caught her whispering to Ryan, her eyes scanning the crowd like a strategist plotting her next move. I knew her surprise was planned for the reception, her last chance to steal the spotlight and turn my day into hers. As we walked down the aisle, hand in hand, the quartet playing a triumphant melody that echoed across the estate, I felt invincible, but the real battle was coming. The reception began under a canopy of stars, the dance floor glowing like a beacon. Maria's team serving a feast that drew gasps of delight from every table. Sarah's crew set up discreetly, their live broadcast ready to beam our story to Seattle and beyond, amplifying my plan to a citywide audience. Vanessa mingled, her laughter too loud, her eyes darting to me, signaling her move was imminent, her confidence unshaken as the first dance ended. Nathan and I swaying to a soft jazz standard that felt like a cocoon of love. I whispered, "It's almost time. Stay with me, Nathan." He nodded, his trust absolute. "What's the big surprise? Clara, you've kept me guessing this whole time." "You'll see," I said, my voice steady. "It's going to make this night ours forever. No one can touch it." Vanessa stood, tapping her glass with a manicured nail, her voice cutting through the chatter like a blade. "Everyone, I have something special to share. Please listen." My heart pounded. This was it, her attempt to hijack the reception and steal the spotlight once again. Before she could continue, I signaled Sarah, who took the microphone with the authority of a seasoned anchor. "Hold that thought, Vanessa. We have a special moment for Clara and Nathan first. Something extraordinary." The crowd turned Vanessa's, smile faltering, her glass still raised as Sarah introduced Alina Voss, who stepped onto the stage, her presence electrifying the night like a bolt of lightning. The room erupted in gasps and cheers, guests recognizing the superstar, cameras flashing. Sarah's crew capturing every second live for the broadcast. Elena's voice soared across the estate, her custom song weaving our love story into every note. From our first picnic by Lake Washington to this moment under the stars, each lyric a testament to our bond. Guests were spellbound, some crying, others swaying, Nathan's hand tight in mine as we stood at the center of the universe, the moment ours alone. Vanessa stood frozen, her glass trembling slightly, her announcement forgotten as Elena's performance dominated the night, a tidal wave drowning her whisper. I leaned into Nathan, whispering, "This is it, our moment. No one can take it from us." He kissed my forehead, his voice thick with emotion. "You're a genius, Clara. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect." The song ended to thunderous applause. Sarah's crew zooming in, the live broadcast beaming our triumph to the city, social media already buzzing with clips of Elena's performance. Vanessa tried to speak again, her voice shaky, almost desperate. "I just wanted to say, Ryan and I are engaged. Let's all celebrate love tonight." The applause was polite, scattered, the energy drained. Elena's performance and the broadcast had made our wedding the story, not hers. Sarah took the microphone, her segment live on air. "Tonight we celebrate Clara Bennett and Nathan Carter, a couple whose love and Clara's incredible talent have made this wedding a Seattle landmark, a night to remember." The crowd cheered, my parents beaming, tears in their eyes, Nathan's family clapping proudly, their warmth enveloping me. Vanessa's face was a mask of frustration, her moment reduced to a faint echo in the night's grandeur, her spotlight stolen by my carefully laid plan. I caught her eye, offering a genuine smile. "Congratulations, Vanessa. I'm so happy for you. Let's share this joy." My words were kind, but the victory was mine. Her announcement buried under the weight of Elena's song and the live broadcast's reach. Alina joined us for photos, her presence a gift that kept the focus on us. Julian's cameras capturing every second, ensuring the narrative was ours. Nathan whispered, "You did it, Clara. This is our day, no one else's. I'm in awe of you." But I knew Vanessa wasn't done. Her eyes told me she had one last play. And my final surprise, a secret I'd kept even from Sarah and Alina, was about to seal her defeat forever as the reception continued. Vanessa approached, her smile tight, her voice laced with barely concealed frustration. "Clara, that was quite a show, but my news deserved better timing, don't you think?" I kept my tone warm, gracious. "Vanessa, tonight's about love, yours included. Let's share it all." She blinked, caught off guard by my grace, and muttered, "You always surprise me, Clara. I didn't expect this." I realized then that my victory wasn't just in outshining her, but in showing her I could rise without tearing her down, a lesson she'd carry forever. But I wasn't finished. My final surprise was a video montage, a secret I'd planned. with Julian to be played after Elena's performance, a move that would cement our story as the heart of the night. I signaled Julian, and the screens around the venue lit up with a film of Nathan and me, our journey from that first art fair to this moment. Narrated by Elena herself, her voice lending gravitas to every frame. The crowd was captivated, tears flowing, applause rising as the montage ended with our vows, a powerful reminder of what this day was truly about. Vanessa's face fell, her glass trembling as she realized her last hope of stealing attention was crushed. The montage, a moment no announcement could touch. The night wound down, guests raving about the food, the music, the video that had sealed our story as the soul of the evening, a triumph of love and planning. Nathan's parents pulled me aside, their voices warm. "Clara, we're so proud to have you in the family. Your talent is extraordinary. This night is unforgettable." My parents hugged me, their eyes misty with pride. "You've always been our star. Clara, we just didn't know how bright you shone." Vanessa and Ryan left early, her smile strained, her defeat clear in her quiet exit. No words needed to confirm my victory. The live broadcast aired, social media exploding with clips of Elena's performance and our montage. Sublime Events trending as Seattle's top event planning firm, my name on every influencer's lips. Nathan and I danced under the stars. The crowd thinning, the weight of the battle lifting, our love the true victor of the night. I had reclaimed my spotlight, not with pettiness, but with a plan that showed the world who I was, a woman who refused to be overshadowed. The curiosity gap closed, my secret plan complete. But the impact would ripple through our lives and Vanessa's for years to come. Our honeymoon in Hawaii was a blissful escape. 2 weeks of sun-drenched beaches, turquoise waters, and late night talks about our future, setting boundaries with family, building a life where we both shone equally. Vanessa called a month later, her tone softer, almost hesitant, admitting she'd underestimated me, asking for my help with her wedding planning. I agreed, keeping it simple, letting her have her moment without competition, a gesture of grace. That felt right after my triumph. Sublime Events soared, the wedding's buzz bringing in a flood of new clients. My business now valued at $4 million, a testament to my years of quiet hustle. Nathan and I bought a home in a neighborhood we loved, a cozy modern house with views of the Sound. Our life a partnership of equals, each decision a blend of our strengths. The triumph wasn't just about beating Vanessa, but about claiming my worth, a lesson she'd carry forever, her smugness replaced by a newfound respect. I learned that hiding your light, even with good intentions, invites others to dim it. And standing up takes courage, truth, and a plan executed with precision. Vanessa learned she couldn't outshine someone who refused to be overshadowed. A truth that reshaped our family dynamic for the better. The months that followed were a whirlwind, my business growing. Nathan's architectural firm landing new projects, our life together a balance of ambition and love. Vanessa's wedding came 6 months later, a beautiful event I helped plan with. Restraint ensuring her day was hers, a peace offering that healed old wounds. She thanked me at the reception, her eyes meeting mine with a sincerity I hadn't seen before. "Clara, you're incredible. I'm sorry for trying to take your moment." I hugged her, feeling the weight of our history lift. "It's okay, Vanessa. We're sisters, we share the spotlight now." My parents noticed the shift, their pride in both of us palpable. A family finally united, not by competition, but by mutual respect. Nathan and I continued to build our life, hosting dinners in our new home, traveling when we could, always returning to the love that had carried us through the storm. Sublime Events became a household name, my team expanding, my vision for creating unforgettable moments stronger than ever. The wedding wasn't just a day, it was a declaration of who I was, a woman who could love fiercely, plan brilliantly, and stand unapologetically in her own light. Reflecting on that tumultuous week, I realized the battle with Vanessa had forced me to confront my own fears. The hesitation to reveal my success, the worry that it would change how people saw me. By stepping into my power, I not only saved my wedding, but set the tone for my marriage and my place in our family, an equal, not a shadow. Vanessa's challenge had been a gift in disguise, pushing me to show the world what I was capable of, a lesson in courage I'd carry forever. Nathan learned to stand by me, his love unwavering, his pride in my strength a foundation we built on daily. Our story became a beacon for others, proof that love and determination could turn any challenge into a triumph, no matter how cunning the opponent. The montage, Elena's song, the live broadcast, they weren't just moments. They were my declaration that I would never be less than who I was. Seattle talked about our wedding for months. Sublime events, bookings doubled, and I walked taller, knowing I'd claimed my place. Vanessa and I grew closer, her wedding a chance to rebuild. Our rivalry replaced by a bond forged in mutual respect. Have you ever fought for your moment against someone who tried to steal it? Did you reveal your true strength and wipe their smugness clean? Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you stood your ground and claimed your victory. If this tale of turning the tables resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe to Total Revenge for more stories of triumph and transformation. And share with someone who needs to reclaim their spotlight. Thank you for joining me on this journey from Vanessa's ambush to my secret plan's resounding victory. My wedding wasn't just a day, it was a testament to who I am. A woman who builds, loves, and fights for her place. Sometimes, the most powerful move is refusing to be anyone but your true self, unapologetically, brilliantly, fiercely. And that, my friends, is the sweetest revenge of all.